got this new tool at the shop, and it's for cutting metal like tin. So let's see if it's a good idea. The old way of doing it is with these tin snips, and you just push, 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 but it's really difficult, and you especially can't get a straight line. So I'm hoping that this will help me get a straight line. Because I like using this old rusty tin for roofs on birdhouses. I love using, you know. Okay, let's see. Should I look at the instructions? I don't know. It should be straightforward. There's tools in there. It's got a little guard over the blade area. Let's see. Put it in. That just tells you all about it, not how to use it. So pretty sure you just plug it in, and then these are the blades here. It basically works like a pair of scissors. You know, this chops through, but you're able to guide it with your hand. And let's see. We'll try to draw a line, straight line. I've got a birdhouse I need a roof for. It's up here. So I need it to be at least 9 inches wide. But that's going the wrong way. I need to go that way. So 9 inches this way. Semi-straight line on there, which cutting it this way should be pretty easy. Here's the birdhouse that I have made that I need a roof for it. So I think a piece of tin will look good. Well, I'm definitely not going to say it was easy, but it was much easier than using the hand tool. So the key is, so far for me, is having it stationary, because I have to put a lot of pressure on it. It's just, you know, it'll take some time, but anyway, we got a much straighter piece of tin than I would have gotten had I cut it with my hand. We're gonna have to cut it across the ridges. So about 12 inches. Not even close to straight line there. So here's our piece for our birdhouse roof. And I like the rusty side up. So now I will just attach it. Let's see how we want it to be. It's not going to be even with the ridges. It's okay. Gotta put a hole for the birds to go in. For that, I use my paddle. And I just find where I want it. I put it down on the ground because when it catches, it will jerk, and man, it'll break your wrist. This little piece of a spindle, not sure what it came off of. So what I'm going to do is just drill a hole that's about the same size as that, and I'll hammer it down in there for the perch. Down. That's an awkward angle. It's down here. Because this is tapered, what I can do now is just hammer it down in there really hard. And it should wedge itself in there, and it shouldn't come out. Yeah, it's really feels super tight. Okay, there we go. Probably sand on it just a little bit, and then take it over to the studio, and we're gonna just put some stain on them. Just some random colors. That's what I normally do. And then I've got my sealant. So the first one is this one. I've got a little bit of a reddish tint going, and that's actually some of that redwood. Probably leave that part alone. I don't know. I just stain it just to give the wood some consistency, because most of the time I use several different kinds of wood, and so if you kind of put a stain on there that's the same, even though it takes a little bit different, it still gives it just some consistency. All right, we've got all three the birdhouses stained. Now we'll just put a little sealant on there. This is just, water sealant. Good. Seal it. I'll go back over it a second time. Let's really get in there. This protects it from rain and a little bit from the sun, but mostly just so it doesn't the rain soak into the wood. Helps it just repel off of the wood. This one's a little big. What made it so big? And just brushing it, that just helps. It doesn't leave little bead marks on it, little water droplet looking, or runs, like paint runs. It would kind of dry funky. And I can clean it up a little bit better. So I made this flower and I need to get it painted, so we'll go into the studio and get some paint and paint it. And then, all right, we've got a few painting projects we need to do. I brought some brushes and some water and some paints. If you remember, we made these little cubes to make Yahtzee So what I did was I cut out little stencils of the like a dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll just put them on there and paint them. So we've got a white set and a stained set, and I'll just use paint, put the stencil on there, and just dab a little paint on there. But first, I think we'll do the flower, and I don't know, I'm thinking yellow. Not really. No. I want it to be a little brighter than that. Yeah, I think I like that color better. Mix it up since I got a little bit of that other one on there. This will take several coats because it'll soak into this wood. I'll take this and try to sell it, but I can't make any more. It took me too long, and I'm not even done. I'm gonna be spending even more time on it and money with the paint. So, but that's how you learn. I mean, you try it and see how it goes. I had looked at these before on Pinterest and thought, oh, I can make that. Of course I can make it, yeah, but so then I asked a friend of mine to give me some ideas of what she thought would be something good to make, and she sent me the same one. And I thought, well, I guess I will try to make some. And we did. We gave it the old college try. For the dominoes, we'll have to get kind of an assembly line going. So we do all of them the same. And so I'm going to put black dots on the white ones. It doesn't take much paint at all. You use these little, just get a little bit on there, and then dab, dab, dab. We'll do one. I wonder if they're on specific sides. I don't even know. Guess I better look that up. I think you just go around. Yeah. There's all the ones. Do the twos. Alright, I got them all. Now we'll have to do some cleanup on them because I got over the edge have my stencil on some of them, and then like if there's a little blob that comes out like that, I'll let them dry really good before I try to do any repairs on there. I think I like the stained ones better than the white ones. It's been a couple of days, but we can finally wrap up some of the woodworking projects that we were working on. By the time you paint, and then you let that dry, and then you seal, and you let that dry, it just takes a little while. Got several birdhouses here that we finished. And we did some paint, some stain, and then the sealant on there. And then here's the little Yahtzee sets that we made. And these are going to be super fun, I think. Not too big. I made some one time that were really big, and it just took up a lot of room. But I think these will be more fun. And then outside, we got a couple of the flowers. Still put a few extra coats of the sealant on it, just because these will probably be outside in the garden or something. Like I said, I have a market coming up, so I'm just trying to make a few things. I know the birdhouses usually they do really well, but I was trying to think of something other than birdhouses. Birds out today, but yeah, might do an update on the garden. It's doing really well, but as you can hear, there's tons of birds out today. So I've got a nest in my woodworking shop that's up above. Well, it's actually on a light fixture. It's crazy. But I think there's like 5 babies in there, and they're getting close to being ready to come out. But way up there in the top of that light fixture is a nest. I can't get way up there to video, but it's really high. And I did put down a cloth because this is concrete down here. And they nested there last year, and as the babies were falling and coming out, like learning how to fly, I just felt bad for them. So we'll see if that helps. I don't know. But one of the parents is right here now trying to get in. Maybe if I back out, we can get a video of. Alright, thanks for watching. That's all I have for this video, and we'll see what we can get up to next time. Make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up.